Ev to Phil, July 9th, 1941, 7:35. Phil Sweet, I received your more than welcome letter this morning. It acted as a tonic, and I need one at the present time. Phil, why in the world didn't you have Wyman's call me to the telephone? You finally managed to find someone home, yet you did not send for me. I can't understand. You know I wanted to talk with you. When I got into work this morning, I had a confab with the bosses. Mr. Matosky recalled that a friend of his was on a draft board and might be of some aid. It developed that he is one of the big shots of the Pennsylvania State Board of Appeals, the highest, page 2, board. He obtained an appointment for me at 1 p.m. I went to see him, and he told me that it's possible for me to get you out of the Army if I go about it correctly. Provisions have been made by General Hershey for such cases. It is only natural for cases such as these to arise. Some families really cannot get along, so something must be done. He told me to write to your commanding officer and President Roosevelt, sending each one the same letter. That will start the ball rolling. I hope you have gone to your commanding officer and given him the page 3 story. I prepared a letter which I want you to see before I send it. I'll hold off until Saturday. Dr. Lipschitz said that Mom's foot might not heal for about 2 to 4 weeks. She's okay otherwise. Myra came this evening bringing a beautiful bouquet, and she will be here for a few days, probably till Sunday. Her place is slow, and she won't be working the rest of the week. She has volunteered to take care of Mom. We have so much company this evening, and I am constantly interrupted, making it difficult for me to think. Page 4, clearly. I made a copy of a letter I received from Aeronautics. Bob, Lena, and Etta just walked in to tell us that Billy Cooper was married this evening. Yeah, ma'am. That's one guy who won't be drafted. It's 10 or after, so I'll just tuck you in bed with all my love, Ev. Phil to Ev, Wednesday, July 9th, 6:30. Ev, dearest, the treatment you received from the draft board burned me up. To think that my, quote, neighbors, unquote, could be so callously indifferent to everyone else's misfortunes, especially since it's their duty to give you every consideration. I felt like I could commit murder under the circumstances. Nothing has as much power to move me to anger as injustice and inhumane treatment, and you, my sweet, were the recipient of plenty of both. I feel doubly bad because you suffered these indignities on my account. Would that I could take the hurt from you. Under the like circumstances, I know I couldn't have behaved rationally as you evidently did. More credit to you, dear. Immediately after I received your letter, I took the necessary preliminary steps to seeing the captain. When I finally did get to see him, he was about to leave and couldn't spare me much time. However, when I told him that I was asking for a discharge, he was good enough to tell me what I had to do. First, I must get 2 letters from parties outside the family explaining my circumstances. I must then turn these into the captain, together with the form which is obtained from the company clerk. The Red Cross investigates, and the captain forwards the particulars to Army headquarters. I asked Captain Muth how long this would take, and he shook his head to convey that he had no idea. But there is a shortcut, Ev, if you care to take the trouble. The American Red Cross, I found, is the most influential agency concerned with us. So I suggest you see some responsible person there. Tell your story and plead for a speedy solution. One fellow got excellent results in this manner. If the Red Cross finds your claim is warranted, they have the page 2, power to cut a mess of red tape. Do this as soon as possible and, at all costs, keep my mom in bed. I know this is asking you to add to your too heavy burden, sweet, but it is imperative that the investigator know that Mom is able to attend to her duties only from time to time. You must get a doctor's certificate to this effect. This, coupled with the fact that you, of necessity, must give up working to take care of Mom, and consequently lose the earning power which up till now has enabled you to meet expenses not only for yourself but as far as the family is concerned, is the only way you can possibly get me discharged. We must convince the investigator from the Red Cross that without any income you have no apparent means of existence. Read the foregoing slowly and carefully, dear, and fix it in your mind. This is my story, not a word of which is untrue, and you must stick to it in every detail. There is a possibility that I may get a few days' leave. The captain said he'll let me know tomorrow. I'm praying for the break. Today we hiked 7 miles out, 3 delicious hours of sleep in the shade of the woods, and 7 miles back to barracks. Altogether, it was one of our all too scarce, quote, good days, unquote. Tonight, I'm not in the mood for any gadding about, although there is an open-air Broadway show scheduled, and boxing beyond the neighboring barracks in an open-air ring. Ordinarily, I'd walk a mile to see either, but strangely, I have no stomach for either. So, I'll take a nice hot and cold shower and turn in. That way I can concentrate on you, sweetheart, almost without any intruding thought whatever. Your goodness and spunk are the sources of many a pleasant reverie on my part. When the going gets too tough and my body is crying, quote, lay down, you damn fool, like the others, end quote, my head and heart say, quote, no, Phil, Ev wouldn't like it, and neither would you, end quote. That's where I find the courage to keep going, every time. I live for you and Mom and the kids. Baby, nothing and nobody seems to mean much anymore. I love you all. Yours, Phil.